So what we got next up on the list is getting rid of these headlights. There's nothing wrong with the headlights. They're fine. These are not the original headlights that come with the car. But as far as the visuals, I just don't really like them. The other issue is the light output is different on each side. And I think on one side there was some minor damage to the car. And the lighting assembly was replaced, or the lighting setup was replaced on one side. So you get yellow on one side and white on the other side. So on this side, the light output is a lot whiter than on the other side. I think this is the original side. And then the lighter side is the replacement side. So whenever you changing stuff out like lighting, you want to do both sides so you don't have this issue. And you can see the difference on the garage door. So let's go look at the next set of headlights that's going in. So these headlights here are the original style headlights. I actually sourced these from a guy in California. I got a real good price on them. Only thing about these headlights, they're slightly modified. And what's been modified is the reflector, the orange reflector. So this whole section here is supposed to be orange. They opened them up and they painted it flat black, and then they just left a strip of orange, which is, you know, it's pretty cool. But with an older headlight, there's a little bit of a haze. So they're not real bad. It looked like somebody's might have already been sanding on these. So what we're going to do is we're just going to buff them. We're going to try to cut them real good, cut them down and buff it. What I mean by cut and buff is just like working on paint. You want to shave down the top surface. So all I'm doing here is just giving them a quick wipe down with some glass cleaner and some plain water. So one of these products that I use, this is actually like a lubricant. So when you first start out and you got a fresh pad, it's dry and scratchy. So you don't really want to take this straight to a surface as is. You want to always have some lubrication in between, you know, your pad and your surface. So I'm gonna lightly spray it. Just make sure it's, you know, it's not dry. So after buffing on them a few minutes, it's looking like mostly what I'm seeing, like you can see these spots and things here, is actually on the inside of the lens. So some people make the mistake of opening these things up and then they want to wipe them out with chemicals and things, and you get this stuff left behind. It's only plastic, so certain chemicals will affect the plastic along with the heat from the bulbs. But there is some improvement. It's not a big deal to me. This area here cleared up pretty good. But you can kind of see Slight difference between the two. This one's a little more crisp, and this one has that little bit of a yellow haze to it. So next thing will be to do this one, and then we'll assemble the lighting assembly, install it on these headlights, and then we'll swap them out and see what they look like. So I just got finished buffing. I spent about 10 minutes on each headlight. The outer part of the lens turned out smooth, but a lot of what's showing up, as you can see here, is on the inside. So it didn't clean up as much as I was hoping, but it's not a big deal. If I decide to change the lens out later, I can always do that. So this right here is a clear coat. I'm not going to use this. I was going to use it, but based on the results that I got from buffing the headlights, I feel like it's not clear enough for me to go ahead and do this. But I'm going to talk about this anyway. So say you clear your headlights and you want to preserve it long term. This is what you would use. It's like I said, it's a clear coat, but it's not your standard clear coat that you will buy off the shelf. You may have to order this or go to like Lowe's or something, but this is a 2K clear coat. So what that means is a two-part system. So not only you have a nozzle up the top like you normally would, but there's a nozzle on the bottom. And you would take this red cap, and there's a bladder inside, and it mixes the two. So you would shake this, read your directions, and you also want to use, with any 2K clear coat, you want to use a respirator. You do not want to breathe this stuff. And then you just read the rest. It'll tell you, give you all your information on what you need to wear. But sometimes people get a clear coat and they'll see something that says 2X. 2X is not what you want. 2X kind of means 2 times the coverage. A 2K is a 2-part system. This is really pretty much all it has is the clear coat, and it has a hardener. The hardener is what makes the paint really hard and very durable. So like if you're doing something on the front of the vehicle where you got a lot of things that are hitting the front of the car when you're driving, this is what you want to have to protect your paint finish, to protect your headlights, anything you want to protect with a clear coat. So this brand is Spray Max. There's lots of other brands, but what you always want to look for is the 2K. You want to find a different kind of cap that you will use on the bottom. And this is how you know you're getting the right stuff. One thing to suggest is, if you're going to use something like this, make sure you have enough items laid out that are ready to be clear coated, because you want to use all of it. Once this thing activates and it gets mixed together, you have only but so much time to use it. And this stuff is not cheap. You may spend $25 to $30 per can. So that's just a quick info on what this 2K clear is all about. So here's just a little plug of the blackout I just got done doing on the Acura. Well, it's not quite finished, just a few more things to do. I know I'm bound to get pulled over at any moment. But anyway, I'm just pulling him out of the garage and get the other car pulled in. So I got the car up off the ground, getting ready to pull off the front bumper. Everything's a little dirty at the moment, but no big deal. But taking another look at the headlights, you can see where there's more yellow on that side, it's more white on that side. But I'm getting ready to get rid of these headlights. The ones that I just got finished buffing out, they didn't come out as clear as I would like, but what can you do? 20-year-old headlights, you're only gonna get so much. Maybe I'll do a lens swap at some point. Car off the ground. I don't think I have to remove the wheels. I can probably just turn the wheels and get access to the bolts. Then after that, I'm gonna be installing everything as far as the ballast, igniter, and some new bulbs. And hopefully I can get some even lighting on both sides. So let's pull off the bumper. All right, it's the next morning. I kind of got the headlight lightly installed, and I'm coming across a few issues. So first of all, my high beam, which is on the inside, on that side, the bulb doesn't actually clip into place. So I'm thinking my solution for that would be just to get another kit for the high beam side. I don't have any dust boots that fit these headlights. It has these dust boot covers that cover up everything. I don't have any of them for these headlights. I need to get a turn signal bulb, but look like I'm gonna end up cutting, and because it's not a plug and play system, and I was told that I may have to cut a few plugs, but I may try to come up with some harness converters or whatever. As far as the harness goes, I ran the harness lightly from the battery under the fuse box and down the side. It has a couple of fuses right here. Gotta mount that somewhere. And I'm just pretty much following the existing wire harness. So this side goes to the other side. It's just following all the way over under the hood latch and all the way over down toward the other headlight. So that's where we are. I'm gonna just try to get the low beams hooked up and see what they look like if it all turns out good. If not, like I'm gonna be doing more work than I planned for. So I got one side hooked up, getting ready to do a quick test hit, see what it do. So the low beam HIDs kicked on pretty good. These are 6,000 Ks. So just above, a little bit above pure white. In the middle of the project, I decided to go ahead and get some LED bulbs everywhere else. So a LED high beam kit and LED turn signals and parking lamp bulbs. So with that being the case, I went ahead and ordered those, and it took about 4 or 5 days to get here. So I went ahead and packed everything up. Well, not so much pack things up, but just shut everything down and ordered the stuff. So after taking a break, I just shut everything down for about a week, and I went ahead and ordered some more bulbs. So the intentions was to just do the headlights and do a new HID kit, which is your low beams. But I just went ahead and got a little cheap LED high beam kit, and then I got some turn signals. These are also LEDs. So with the issues that I was running across, I just went ahead and got some extra bulbs just to do the whole thing. So let's get back to it and get these put in so we can get the car back on the ground and see what it look like.